Hi guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. Today I'm doing another solar cook, and I know I've showed you solar cooked chicken, but I'm doing a solar cooked chicken today that was inspired by Cat's Cradle. She did one the other day, and even though our spices and everything are different, she still inspired me to do this recipe today because it's hot here, don't want to heat up the house, and I had to work all day. So I use that solar oven like a slow cooker. So anyway, I've got it out there. It's about ready to get going with it, and I'll bring you along for the ride. If you're inspired to come along, let's do it. All right, guys. All right, so I'm glad you stayed along for this ride. We're going to do solar cooking again. This is my favorite thing in the world. I just love solar cooking. So what I'm going to make is a chicken. That's probably one of our favorite things to have in the solar cooker. It just comes out as juicy and moist as a rotisserie chicken. And since I'm limited on time because of work, I'm going to get it ready now and put it in there and forget it, go to work, do my thing, come home, it'll be fall apart tender and juicy. So I'm going to do a couple of things with this dish. I just watched a video of Cat's Cradles, or Cat's Cradle made the other day of her solar cooked chicken and what she did with the broth and all that. And so I think I'm going to steal her idea, and thank you, Cat, for helping me out, because I generally will save the stock part, but I hadn't thought about using the fat part of it. So anyways, and chickens do render down some fat, so it's a good healthy fat, at least in moderation. It's better than using something that's been chemically altered. So I have fresh parsley out of my garden. I have fresh rosemary. I absolutely adore rosemary. And I have tarragon, all out of my garden. I have a good handful of garlic cloves. I want this to melt down in with the stock. I'm kind of making my stock flavored as I'm cooking the chicken, not just chicken flavoring, but almost like doing a stock. So what I'm gonna do is, this is just an herb roasted chicken, and I'm using the fresh herbs out of my garden. I've got the garlic, and I've sliced a small onion in 3 pretty thick slices, and that's going to be the base in which my chicken sits upon, just so it's up off the bottom. Not that that's a have to, but that's how I want to do it. So we're going to put those onions down, and that just gives it a little platform to sit on. These chickens don't, I mean, they barely fit in these solar pans as it is, so I don't know. We'll see if that works for me. But I got tarragon. Love tarragon too. Tarragon comes back every year in abundance. It's like a bush. I just had to cut it back. So I've got tarragon, and that gives it a slight, and I do not in the least like black licorice at all, but it does give a slight anise flavor. Just slight. It's just an herbaceous flavor. So there's that. Now the rosemary, and I probably don't need all of this, but I love rosemary. Rosemary is really good for you. It's one of the best herbs for you. I like to take the woodier skewers or spears here that we have, when they get woody, and use them to for barbecue skewers. They counteract any carcinogens that might be caused from your charcoal. All right, I think that's plenty of rosemary. I don't want it too overpowering. In fact, I'm going to take some of that back. We'll dehydrate that other bunch. It actually kind of dehydrates on its own. It dries out and dehydrates on its own. So we're in the middle of harvesting zucchini, and I just harvested another big bunch this morning, and there's some out there I could take off. I've got to decide whether I want to make some more relish, or if I want to go ahead and grate it and dehydrate it, because it rehydrates really, really well when it's been grated. Okay, so now I've got my herbs and everything. I also, I'm going to mix up a little bit of a rub, if you will. And so I can get that herb mixture all over the chicken and inside. And okay. Now, that might not be a big enough bowl. Let's get a bigger bowl. All right, got a big enough bowl now. So I'm going to put the garlic in the cavity and at the bottom of the pan to roast as well. I'm gonna go ahead and bring all the herbs down in there. Yum. And I want some garlic powder, some black pepper, some smoked, no, I don't think, I don't have any fresh dill. Darn it. I need to plant dill next year. Okay, so I've got my homemade garlic powder, and I'm gonna put a teaspoon and a half of that. Some cracked black pepper, gotta have it. Gotta make sure you can see everything. Oh yeah. I'm hoping that's a good teaspoon, or a half a teaspoon at least. There you go. And now, garlic infused olive oil. So there's a lot of garlic in here, but garlic is so good for your heart. It's good for, and olive oil is good for your heart. It is good for your blood pressure. It's really one of those things that you should be putting in your diet on a regular basis, if you like garlic. I don't know who doesn't like garlic, but I have a friend, her husband detests it. He will not eat anything with garlic in it. And I thought, gosh, I don't think I could have married him. And I'm putting gloves on because I'm going to get kind of messy here with the chicken. And I don't want to. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I've got my mixture here. And what I need to do is swing this girl around this way. I'm going to go ahead and put a little handful plus the garlic cloves inside the bird here. Yum. And then I like to get up under that skin because we're not going to eat any of the skin, so it doesn't have to be attached in my book. I really get up under that skin so I can get all the herbs in there. And I go ahead and loosen it down here around the thigh meat as well. She gets a little massage before she goes to the tanning bed. And you'll feel it all kind of loosen up. And there, now I've got it where I feel like I can get this mixture in there and really push that all around. Get it down. There we go. And we want to make sure we get all over the outside as well. Okay. And now we got to try to manage to get it into that pan. Ooh, perfect fit. Barely, but okay. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I am going to salt it down. Remove my gloves. I've got Himalayan pink salt. Put this over here. Look how pretty that is. And actually, you know, Cat's Cradle, she put it breast side down to get all the juices into the breast meat. And you know, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna flip it over since she's my inspiration for this. And maybe even massage some of that back on this side. Tuck her little tail in, there we go. Okay. So we'll see if that works, because I've always done it breast up, but it makes sense that it would go ahead and baste the breast meat. Okay, a little bit of salt on that back. There we go. And this is going in the solar oven for a couple, probably, let's see, I'm going to be gone for a while. So I'm going to put it in the direct direction of the afternoon sun, not late afternoon, but afternoon sun, and that should be perfect. And I'll bring you back when I open this up this afternoon. All right, guys. Looks pretty. Let's take you over and see. Very nice. Okay. All right, guys. This chicken has been out here while I was gone at work, and so I'm gonna take it out. I know it's done. It's nice and windy as usual, but it's okay. It cools it off. A little bit of wind, and the oven right now is the temperature set. Oh, it smells good. It says it's at 150. It was turned the other way, so let me see if you can see that. I don't know if you can really see what's going on in there. But, ooh, there it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to take this in the house. I'll meet you in there. All right, you guys. Oh boy, this smells so good. Let me show you what we got here. It looks absolutely delicious. I am going to stick a meat thermometer in here. I don't want to be next to the bone, but in the thigh meat, and see where we're at. There we go. All right, it's already 170, 175. Oh yeah, she's done. So, and the only reason I checked that oven felt really hot. Those little oven thermometers, they're cheap, and sometimes they will not be accurate. And so I want to make sure that I double check everything. So you guys can see, this is, I don't know if you can see that. Let me bring you over. I don't want you to think I'm giving you any goofiness. Hold on. There we go. Can you see that? That's where it's at right now. That's the internal temperature. So it's totally safe. It's been out there. It's 4:45, and I put that out there this morning. I don't, you know, that's like slow cooking all day. It's okay. Sorry for all that movement. It's okay. It's going to be juicy and tender, and it's going to fall apart. I can already tell. So now what I want to do, because like what Cat's Cradle did was, and I will leave a link to her channel for you, or the video that she showed. What she did was she had the bird turned upside down like I showed you, but she saved all this stock. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's just gonna fall apart on me. I'm excited. I'm gonna try to lift this out, and you can see it's just not gonna lift out in one piece. It's gonna come out in pieces. So here's part of the back, and that's okay, because we're gonna I'm gonna shred this up, and we're gonna have tacos, and we're gonna have rice and all kinds of good things with this. I'm just curious to see how moist the breast meat is. I mean, you can see how juicy and moist that thigh meat. Oh my gosh. So here comes a piece of breast. Wow. Cat, you did it again. Okay, I'm taking a bite. Hot. Oh my. That is so moist and succulent. I can't tell you. Wow, I need another bite. It's just amazing. Let me see if I can zoom you in for that a little bit further, because you can't even see it. Oh, look at that. It is really, really nice. So, okay, I'm gonna take a bite of this right here. Look how easy that just falls apart. And that's the breast meat, and it is not dry at all. And I have to say, I've always done mine breast side up, but you can see all the herbs that I put under the skin. But it can, even in this closed environment, if it's exposed to any air, it can be dry. Wonderful. And like this, I can kind of give you a view of, these are the little back nuggets or whatever. You can see that that is not as moist. It's got a little outer edge that's a little dry. Not bad, but I certainly wouldn't want the breast meat like that. So, it's usually my favorite part. Wow. Just fall apart, juicy and tender. And I'm gonna get this all boned and get my stock put in a couple of jars so I can get it cold and take off all that fat. I want to reserve that fat for cooking, and I'm excited to try that. I honestly, I don't know why, because we say bacon grease. I mean, chicken fat, at least you know, and I know this chicken was no hormones and steroids and all that, so I'm okay with having that. So I hope it inspires you to maybe check out a solar oven. These are amazing. Sorry about that. These are amazing. They're absolutely make wonderful meals, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's so expensive to eat anymore, and honestly, to buy food, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. And I just think any way we can save money. And I didn't pay a lot for the chicken. It was under $1 a pound. So I was able to save 2 different ways here. And now I'm going to repurpose some of this fat, because you know we do have to cook with fat once in a while. So it's going to be like a stock here, because I did have some vegetables in there and the herbs and spices. And so hope it inspires you to come back and see me next time. And if you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, go check out Kat's Cradle, and come back and tell me how you like her videos. She's amazing. I love all of her recipes. So anyways, thanks, and I'll see you next time. God bless.